Hello, Digidestin. Welcome to the King's Courts. Okay, so yesterday I uploaded a video talking about how BT17 is going to be affecting the War Greymon decks, whether it's Black War Greymon, specifically War Greymon, or the mix of the two, which I guess you could just call War Greymon Tribal. But basically, I talked about how the new cards from that set are going to be affecting that deck, and the video did super well. And I said in that video, I'm going to do the same thing the next day, which is today, talking about ShineGreymon, because there's going to be new stuff coming out of this set that's going to be affecting this deck as well. And if you're new to the channel, for the record, thanks for clicking on the video. And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how you doing? For anyone new to the channel, I focus exclusively on Greymon decks. The Greymon family, basically, because, you know, that's just my favorite Digimon. That's just my favorite Digimon group. Greymon pretty much takes for my favorite Digimon ever. So I like to play the decks that center around Greymon-themed strategies. War Greymon, ShineGreymon, Red Hybrid, etc. So in this video I want to talk about the new cards that are going to be coming out of BT17 that are going to affect the deck, and overall also give my thoughts on ratios, stuff like that, and that's pretty much everything. So before we get to that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the new cards that's going to be coming out of BT17? How many cards, like the new Marcus Damon, and as well the new ShineGreymon Ace. Let me know in the comments what you think of those cards, if they're good, how many you think you'll be running, and that's pretty much everything. Also, don't forget, tomorrow, on the day of release, I'll be doing a discussion also for the same thing for Red Hybrid. And I'm saving that one for the day of release because Red Hybrid is the deck that's going to be getting the most change out of all of them. So, now that's out of the way, let's talk about this. So, in the new set, we're going to be getting two specific cards that are going to be affecting the deck. A new Marcus Damon and a new ShineGreymon Ace. Or is it ShineGreymon Burst Mode Ace? I think it's Burst Mode. Either way, two very important, powerful cards. Now, I'll share a picture of them right here, as well as their effects. But basically, you know, so you can read the whole thing. You can read the whole thing, because I'm probably going to be forgetting exact words. But basically, this new Marcus can become a blocker. Actually, not just become a blocker. It can even actually let you choose any of your Marcuses to become a blocker. It also will let, when you swing with it, basically when it suspends, you can pick one of your Marcuses and it'll gain an extra 3,000. And as long as you have a Greymon or an Agumon in play, you'll gain an extra memory. So this is actually a very powerful card. It's got a little bit of actually of everything of all the Marcuses wrapped up into one. Now, this is very important because ShineGreymon actually doesn't really have a lot of blocking capability. You know, blocking decks, like cards, are usually, that's usually, like, we all know that in the game, all the colors in the game, red, blue, yellow, black, etc., all pretty much have like their main things that they're good at. Red is very offensive based, yellow is very security heavy, as well as good with DP reduction, green likes to suspend, and black is usually the color that has a lot of blockers. So this deck doesn't usually have a lot. So to make up for it, for a lot of us, we would usually run the BT13 ShineGreymon. So we usually run this because it would turn, what we would usually do is attack with our Rise Greymon, Digivolve, and turn one of our Marcuses into a blocker to be used during our opponent's turn. That way when they try to swing, we block using the Marcus, so since it still counts as a tamer, it'll activate all the inheritable effects of our Digimon. So, but this is going to be changing, because now that we got this new Marcus, we actually don't need to run this ShineGreymon anymore. And I'm going to be real with you, I'm actually cool with that, because a lot of times this card is a bit of a brick. I'm going to be real. Sometimes, and especially since, let's be honest, most of the time we want to open up with this ShineGreymon. So this new Marcus is also going to be, this means we now have 4 different Marcus Damons in the game, which that's pretty insane when you think about it. The original one isn't really used anymore. These two are the ones we use right now, and the new one, which, gotta be honest, that full art, that new full art for the card, I'll put a picture of the full art if I haven't already here. That's got to be some of the nicest artwork I've seen. That's, I'm going to be honest, it looks like something from Dragon Ball. That's sick, honestly. So, this is also going to bring up the question of, how are we going to alter our tamers? Because beforehand, we would just max out on these two that I have right in front of me. Oh, also, if you want to see the most latest deck profile I have for ShineGreymon on the channel, I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'll do an update for the deck as soon as I get all the stuff that I need. Luckily, there's not that... Compared to Red Hybrid, there's not as much stuff I actually need for this deck. Basically, when I get new cards for a set, I like to always get a set, a set for each. So, luckily though, I'm going to be real. Usually we max out this one, but I think now we can just cut this to 3. I think playing this one at 3, but keeping this one at 4 for obvious reasons is probably honestly the best bet to go. I don't have the new Marcus, obviously, but so I think that might be the best option going forward. Now this also brings in the question of the other new card that we're going to be getting, the new ShineGreymon Ace. This ShineGreymon, I'll put a picture of it right here, and as well as its effect if I get any words wrong. Now, this brings in the question of how viable this one is. I don't have it. I'll put this one here for just right now. This brings in the question of whether or not this one is still used. This card, I mean, I'm all tongue-tied. This brings in the discussion of, is this card usable? I think it is, but I don't know if it's like a major stay. I think some experimenting is going to be necessary. But I also think this brings a little bit more life into the pure yellow vaccine build for ShineGreymon, because from what, there's usually 2 builds for ShineGreymon people usually go for. The mixed red, yellow, the McDonald's one, or like a pretty much straight yellow build, where you play the old school ShineGreymon, and this card seems really good for that kind of build. But I am a little bit worried about the price, because right now, yellow vaccine is annoying to deal with. No offense to any players watching this who play yellow vaccine. I got some friends at my locals who play that deck, and I know they watch the channel. You guys know who you are. I don't have a problem with the deck itself, but the fact that they might start playing this card, because it lets you play yellow tamers from your hands. So I think this card could be good for both decks, honestly. So I'm really excited to try this card out. So overall, now this also brings into discussion of the other cards to run in the deck. So now that we don't need to really play this ShineGreymon, I think honestly streamlining our rookies is also going to be a big factor as well. We all know the standard ones we play. The most important one we all play, the Agumon BT12. We all know this one. And then we also have the EX4 Agumon, as well as the BT13 Agumon. This also brings into the question of Agumon X. So I think, honestly, maxing out both these cards might be more necessary now, because now they'll be cutting that ShineGreymon, and probably even maxing out on the older BT12 ShineGreymon. It's probably more and as well as even the Blast, the Ace. It's probably more necessary to find these cards a lot faster. So I honestly, in my recommendation, I think maxing out on both of these might be a necessary factor now. Although, again, food for thought. So that's pretty much everything, actually. There's not a lot more to talk about, but are we getting this? I don't think we're getting the scramble cards, are we? No, I don't think we're getting the scramble cards yet, because that's a totally different discussion, because the red scramble, I think, is going to be a very important card for this deck eventually. But again, we don't get that till, I think, later. Do we? I'm going to have to look it up. If anyone knows if anyone knows, let us know in the comments. I think we're getting the scrambles, although I could be wrong. And if I remember right, I don't think we're getting them actually. Although if I remember right, it's already confirmed they're probably going to be box toppers. So, man, Bandai really likes to fuck the Western players, don't they? Boy. Well, either way, that's it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. So the basic things I wanted to bring up. The new Marcus, I think 3 of, because now we got a block. We don't have to play the older ShineGreymon set of blockers, but I still think this one is the one that's more important to max out for obvious reasons. Digivolve for free, all that good stuff. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you made it this far, and if you want to see me talk about the new red hybrid deck, because that's going to be a much longer video, because there are a lot of new cards coming out of that set for the red hybrid deck, and even more hybrid support coming down the line. So if you want to see that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good week. Take care. Bye. Dang it.